Is their scheme easier than maybe other teams to figure out just because you guys see it so much in practice and you've seen it for the last, what, 3 times in the previous couple of years? Is like, does that help you a lot, a little bit, or not at all?
I mean, they run the same, zone scheme. So we've been playing them like what 3 years in a row now. So, they do different looks and all that kind of stuff, but they're still a zone team and outside zone team at the end of the day that sprinkles in, different other concepts. So, we see that every day. So yeah.
Does all the motion that they do, does that impact you guys on the defensive line at all or not?
No, not really. I mean, it impacts like I would say like the DBs and all that kind of stuff, and how the linebackers fit runs and all that. But with defensive line, we focused on our key. Just focus on our man. So wherever our man go, that's where we're going.
Kenny, with how much you've played them the last couple of years, especially playing there, does it almost feel like they've become a rival of yours?
Yeah, kind of. It's like in all the games. I mean, well, besides the NFC Championship with the other two up there, but remember when they came down here and we had a tight game with them, and then last year we beat them up there. I played them like what 4 times now, so it's kind of like it's pretty much a rivalry now.
I mean, you got it's like 7 solo tackles, in the run game, and it's more than anybody else at the D line. Are you having to focus a little more on the run in this scheme? I mean, is it a little bit more run first?
No, I just think I'm just doing a good job of getting off blocks, and whenever they run to me, and I'm making the plays that come to me. That's just capitalizing on what I'm getting out there. So I'm happy about the production I got in tackles and stuff like that. So it's cool.
You had a bunch of pressures last week. Is that a successful night for you, or is it really too the sacks? Is that?
Nah, I mean, it was a successful night as far as pressures, but I don't like how I started off the game. Just the first half in general. I think just with the defense in general, we gotta create more negative plays in the running situations and get guys backed up, or stop them at the line or get minimal gains so we can have longer third downs, longer second down situations, so we can be able to they can drop back and pass instead of us having to transition rush and rush off play action and all that kind of stuff, because that's never fun to do.
For defense, when you're going against really any offense, preparing to play them, it obviously helps to make them one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. When you look at this 49ers offense, if you want to make them one-dimensional, which way do you go? Which is more important to focus on?
It's just focus on stopping the run. That's the main thing. Biggest thing is we got to win the battle at the line of scrimmage, and that's the main thing. That's how you make a team one-dimensional. We got to get negative plays on first or second down, get them in long second down situations, get them in long third down situations, and then capitalize on our third down situations, get off the field.
And you mentioned that transition rush when the offense is running play action. How much harder is that for you guys to do when you have to be ready for that run first off that fake?
Yeah, it's tougher just because you got to play the run. You got to play the run, then you got to transition into pass rush instead of pinning your ears back, knowing that's going to be pass, and you can get it try to get a good beat on the ball and everything. We gotta stop the run and get guys backed up so we can get more in those situations instead of offenses getting too comfortable and they're in the situations that 2nd and 5, they can throw it quick or play action or run the ball, what I'm saying? So we got to get guys backed up a little bit more so we can get in those situations to where we can't, pin our ears back and know when it's passed, play faster.
You're an established guy, and you've had some dominant moments in the first 2 weeks. Do you need more help on the inside, though, and just to kind of loosen things up for you?
I think the guys that I got full confidence in them. Everybody's played great football before. So, I got confidence in Dean, Kiki, Tyler, TJ, all those guys. So, excited about what they do.
Kenny, what about on the flip side of that? Like, we've all been around you a long time. We know how conscientious you are. We know up front you do a lot of the dirty work that doesn't have statistical meaning. But without Z, with the challenges of the pass rush, are you kind of sitting there going, all right, whether you're talking to Joe or whoever, maybe I need to do more and do things a little differently? Do you feel like you need to do more because of that, or?
Nah, when I start feeling like I got to do more, that's when I'm the worst player. So I'm gonna continue to do what I do, continue to do my job, play the run and do what I do in that. And when I get my opportunities in pass rush, I got to capitalize. Like I said, it's a little bit of all of us, as far as the pass rush. I had pressures or whatever in the game last week, but wasn't happy about my performance in the first half at all. So, it's all of us. We gotta keep working as a group and get better as a group, and we got the guys to do it, honestly. So, we gotta just handle business.
Is that a lesson you learned earlier in your career?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember when that was and what you did?
I remember a couple, 3 years ago, I played the Cardinals, tried to swim, and I think this is when Coach McCarthy was still our coach. Tried to swim and make a play, and I didn't have to. I would have made the play if I just did my job, and they ran in for a touchdown. And then the NFC Championship, the 49ers game, the game kind of started getting away from us, and I was just everywhere, just not playing, fundamentally, just not being myself, just doing stuff that I don't normally do. So, those are all lessons that I learned just growing into the player that I am. So, I just learned from those. And whenever I get out of that zone of just doing my job and knowing what I'm doing, then I'm not such a good player. So, got to just keep doing my job and do what I'm supposed to do.
Kenny, what's the challenge with Mac? And obviously he's been doing it at a high level for a number of years. Just how does he look there? As he settled into the 49ers line now?
Man, I didn't play him probably 2 or 3 times now. He's a great player. He's quick off the ball. He's really smart. He does a lot of stuff with dummy calls and stuff like that. So can't really listen to the terminology of the offensive line or what he says, because he can say one thing, he'd be going the other way. Just crafty offensive lineman. He kind of like a gnat too. You'll be running to the ball, he's just sticking on your hip. You got to keep fighting him off. He's just a hell of a player, and a guy that's been doing it at a high level for a long time. So excited to play against him again, and excited to do that.